Are you ready?
G'day and welcome back. So time to do the assembly video of the Apex Prime, my Sabre. Got mine all painted up and looking very pretty. Took me a while to do that. I actually made a mistake, but I'll do a quick little intro how I did that. I don't know why I'll slap that in probably now, but it is what it is. I'll do that when I do that. But that's all just got me jumped in. So in the meantime, I'm going to get on doing the video. I've got Brad Phillips video on my laptop plus all the PDFs to try and follow, just because I haven't put one of these together yet and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll do this, we'll go through the paint and then I'll get into assembly.
Alright, so basically just going through, gave everything a really nice sand and good scuff back, using some wet and dry. As you can see in the pictures, primed it white and came in with some automotive Ford GT Dodge Viper purple, which came out looking awesome. It is rather dark in the shade, but looks fantastic in the sun. And then some glitter and clear coat, making it look pretty. Alright, and back to the video.
Alright, so start out, I need trigger bit, these two rods, grip, all this. We're also going to need, where are they? Two of these small pins. I can get two out easily. I'm going to need the small springs there. And we're going to need some of these M3 screws. Give me a second, I'll just work out which ones I need exactly. Alrighty, so getting into this. Weather's been horribly dodgy at the moment in terms of maintenance, so fantastic fun. Alright, so I'm going to be using the shortest of both of these, and also got black screw that is in string bag. Over these strings. Alright, so what we're doing is we're going to be taking this one and we're going to thread it in here, so we can secure the spring to be able to hold our latch here. So I'm just using the black screw, thread that in. See that down there? I'm going to try and capture this spring with it. I think I'm through it. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. And what I'm going to do is take one of these bolt head ones, the shortest of the bolt heads. And I'm going to use that that's my Allen key. And try and make sure I get this the right way around. Because Brad Phillips, this is one of the mistakes he made. Sticking it through with this hole here. That's in. There we go. Oh, that's the first part done. Make sure that's tight. Because I don't want that coming loose. Yeah, definitely need to go there. Alright. So now that that part's done, I'm going to move on to. Give me a second. Alright. Just had to make sure I was recording, sorry about that. Alright, next up, we're doing these parts. We want these holes here, so the slanted side is going towards the back of the blaster. And flip that around. And we're going to be using 3 of the butt heads on each side to do that. Oh, and they just went rolling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to stick the rest of these ones back in here. Just get them out of the way. So now I do it. There it is. Gotta find the right piece. Did have all my tools sussed out because I picked a bag up. They're on now. I'm looking more mixed up. Oh yeah. So make sure all these are in there secure and tight. That was not good. And the other side. Alright, they're all nice and tight. Now we're going to secure the tree here with one of these pins. So we're just coming to this smallest hole of these 3. And just going to pop that through like that. And take the other one. I'll line the back here up. Wow, that was absolutely fantastic. Then I'm gonna put this front pin in. And now that's working. Now I was given a little piece to take out the slack in the trigger, because it does have a little bit, but I can't find that. So pretty well that is what that is. So I think we're going to move on to the next step. So I'll just catch up on Brad's video and then we'll get back into it. Alrighty, so next up we're going to be doing mag release. So I need this piece here, this one. I'm also going to need M3 bolt head and bang, a longer return spring, and we're also going to need 3 pins. And this time we're wanting the longer pins. You weren't supposed to be in there. Alright, so get these bolt heads out. And now I should be able to try and trap this pin through here. So get the spring. There we go. And we're going to put another one here, and I'm going to catch the mag release and this last one. So we're just going to line them holes up. There we go. Awesome. Pretty sure that's right. Right. This part, pretty straightforward. We're just lining these 2 slots up. Just push that in there. That's all looking right, I think. Still feels loose, but it's together. It's slightly higher than the other, but looking good all the same. Right, so put that off the side. Next up, we're going to need these rails. Alright, still got to get them out of the wrap. Alright, so something which Bradley didn't show in his video was this block, as well as I've also noticed there's a slight difference because this screw here is up here and looks to be a different size. But pretty sure I've just worked it out on my own anyway. So we're just going to take this bottom piece Make sure it all lines up in the right shape. And then we're going to take the short M. What are these? Short 3mm wide. And I'm just going to put that in there. So what I might do is Loctite this one down. So back that out real quick. Right. I'm using blue Loctite instead of red, just in the off chance I do want to have to take things apart. There's that. And just do the same thing on the other side. The reason why I'm using blue Loctite instead of red is basically in case I do want to get into it, something goes wrong, catastrophic failures, whatever. Trying to have to heat a piece of metal up, just try and work that out. It's just a bit much. Alright, so line the holes up, and yeah, I'll do a little bit here. Got a rag just because fair bit of excess then. Alright, I think that's looking right. Alright, next up, we're taking not the short bolt heads, but the long ones. And we're going to be securing them in here. And that block will sit on there and slide back with them, so they'll just sit in place. And then I've got to put another 4 side of here, which is going to be fun. Just go into this part. So do the long one first. So rails the top and bottom. Where the excess. That on there. Now Bradley did point out that something which is really nice is how Sabre's put their logo into both of these. And whilst it's a feature because no one's ever going to see it, it's still nice for there's the only long bolt head ones there are. That's just really protruding out a lot more than I was expecting. But I'm not gonna. I'll just go with it. Also, something you might want to be careful of is you don't want this to come off the runner, because apparently it can be a bit of a bugger trying to get it all back together. That was very Australian. Alright, so it's full on. So as I said, it's just so it can. Wow, that's so smooth. I have got to have a good play with the Sabre before, and I do like them 100%. That's why I was so keen to get one myself and spend the dollars. But saying that, this is a almost $800 blaster. Ordering direct from Sabre. So I had a mate do that for me. And well, yeah, he's been putting everyone's together for him, but you know, I wanted to do a bit of an assembly video. I'll put some Loctite in this one. I'll play this excess. So something which might help turn this little part is actually leaving one, so just jumping right ahead and just putting all the screws in like I went to. Actually like leaving one of the screws out so you can actually line the holes up a little bit better. Just having a look underneath to try and find it. And then once you've done that, you don't want to do this the easy way. So just trying to fish through. Oh, okay. Okay, I've got to try and fish it through. They don't fit down the top part there, which is really weird. I actually would have thought it would. There we go. Well, now we're definitely getting somewhere with a blaster. Let's give all that one last good time. Alright. And then we'll stick these back in the bag. Alright, what's next? I'll be back. Alrighty, so it looks like we're coming up to some of the more funner parts. Just going to turn this around. Make sure that this bit's facing forward. I'm just going to bring that up here, put it off to one side. Tip that back up because that pin is annoyingly continuously falling out. Alright. Let's get this together. Now, prime rod's going to come in through the front. So, yep. And we're going in this way. Just want to put some Loctite on there. Because we don't want this coming out. There are mainly a fair few points in this where using some red Loctite actually definitely has its benefits. But as I said, in case I want to change anything or parts in that come out in the future, I want to be able to do that. Alright. So I'm just going to wipe the excess from there because I don't want anything seasoned together. Alright, let's slap a couple of O-rings on this before we move forward. Because after this, we are starting to put it together. So, another tiny O-ring, and we want our big O-ring. Get some lube, maybe use inox. There we go. And I'm in a good habit of making sure that there's lube all around my O-ring points, both inside and out. And that way I know right around my O-ring was always going to have a good seal. Right, now we'll slap these on. And give them both another run with the lube. Lube it up. There is such thing as too much lube, but it takes a while to get there. Right, so they're going to be nice and greasy, slippery, making a mess. Alright, put these bits out of the way, and let's grab down part of my shell. So that happened. Alright. So shell here. Time to start laying all this out and making everything look pretty. So let's start off by getting our front piece just here. And we got that sitting. Now we're going to grab our mag block. Slot that in. And now we're going to grab our primer block. And this is going to come in right there. There's a difference. You want to have the closer end to the front, I think. So try feeding this through again. And yep, actually got to hold that lines up this time. So grabbing one of our bolt heads. These are the thinner ones. So is that too thin or? Oh, that's got to be the right one, I guess. So once again, put some Loctite down here. I have no idea if anyone in there. Well, I certainly hope so. Yep. Alright. You're not the right size. Tools always want to get stuck. Alright, so that's in there. This is all looking very, very nice. Loving it. Definitely loving it. Alright. What to do next? It's always a hum and a hum. I'll have a look, and because I'm pretty happy with that, I'm pretty sure I'll just probably be putting the plunger next, plunger system, and putting all that together. So I'll be back. Alrighty, time to get back in at it. So I'm going to start with is taking our ramrod pusher, and gonna have to bring this back so I can line that up, and this can get screwed. What are we looking at? Feels like deja vu, same mistakes. Alright, so a couple of drops of Loctite in there. Line that up. And I'll start screwing that in. Got a toothpick from the workbench on it. Alright, so I'll push that back forward. And then we're gonna, definitely starting to build up some weight. So we're gonna take our plunger here and get out the big O-ring and the silicone cutout. Now I'm going to do the silicone pad first because I don't want my greasy fingers handling this plunger and ruining the surface. So there's that. Press down. Got a bit of dust on it. There we go. Next up, the O-ring. Leave underneath. Some lube all around. Lube. Everyone loves lube. Helps too. Alright, pull the finger off. Because next up, we're going to be putting plunger on. Catch a bit at the bottom. Actually, before I do that, I might give that some more lube too. being very generous with the amount which I'm using, because this is a blaster I don't want to have to be getting into very often. There we go, some lube at the front and back. All of it done off camera, but yeah, got a healthy amount in there. Right, now let's try this on while scratching the paint as little as possible. There we go. Now this back piece is where the stock's going to screw into, so I'm going to take this and try and line this up first time. Perfect. And I'm going to take a grub screw. Oh, I had to shift it. And thread that up through the bottom. Just there. And I think I need a shorter grub screw. I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right one before I go Loctiting this in and making it mongrel to get out. Right. Awesome. So on the longer grub screws for that one, Loctite in there. Wipe the excess away. Now once button head on top, so I'm going to go with one of the shorter ones. Or maybe not. Try medium length. So the one problem about this kit, which I've got, yeah, that's so not getting all the way down. This really seems like it should be a grub screw, because even these longest ones, doubt they're enough. Maybe. Maybe. But nah. Alright. So I don't know how Brad Phillips got that one to fit, but pretty sure that should be a grub screw. Problem when you rely on other people to do videos is you're never 100% sure. Right, I'm going to triple check with this video and check over the PDF. Alright, so yeah, I just watched the video wrong. Yeah, so grub screw, long ones, top and bottom. Make sure they're in nice and tight. And now I can slap this in here. I'll hold up 2 secs. Right, so it's got plunge a head down there. Stick it in on the rear end and try to line that up. There we go. Now, yeah, on these short butt heads, let's go on the bottom here. Let's get all over the finger. I think that's the right one, because
the bottom they'd call it into the back of the blaster. Short M4 grub screw.
yep, that'll be my problem. Once the M4 grub screw and the button head goes on top. Not sure how I feel about that one being there. That does not seem right. There we go, that's the moment. Just have to use some elbow grease to bust it out later on. So again, my grub screws underneath. Not sure if you're locking up tight in there. Alright. So that's in. And with that, I'm pretty sure we are good to close her up for the next portion. Alright, so just about there. A few bits I want to do myself. just as precautions, because they're not mentioned in the instructions, and even Brad's was noticing a few discrepancies. But let's stick in another grub screw in here. Secure the front of the plunger. Then I'm just going to shuffle everything back a tiny bit. So I think everything should line up properly. Hoping so. Here comes the other side of the shell. And the first chance, we're actually going to be able to see most of this together and looking good. Alright, so it's all looking good, but he is not lining up. So what I'm assuming is, if I bring this back end out a little bit, I have to undo this. So we get all this to really sit in there properly. So I can't fill the gap there. Yeah, there we go. Now everything's lining up. Alright. Now I can actually start putting it all together. So this is going to be the fun part, because I've got to go through and put a little bit of Loctite every single one of these. So I'm going to pause the video, slap all these in, and then we'll get on to putting the trigger assembly in. Alright, so next up, after doing all that, we've got all this to put together. So we want here to fit in, and make sure we've got it up the right way around. And this is just going to sandwich in between here. Actually, before I do that, I do have, take this out real quick, because this piece still got to go underneath just here. This is all going to be secured when it's like set in there, but this is the little to take the slop out. So just going to put this under here and just allows a little bit of action to happen. And this is going to be fun trying to put all this in. This trigger pin is not going to stay in, period. So take all this out. Alright. Trigger pin in, trigger slot going. Make sure you're upside down. Alright. Now I'm pretty sure this is just going to be using the short M3s again. Mag release. Going to slide up in here with a little bit of force. Okay, I need a lot of force. So I want to secure this trigger setup first. So, I'm going to try and work out which screws I need for that. Alright, so with these ones here, I'm just using the longer button heads, or the medium ones. Right down the other side. And while flipping her over, I managed to just have this front rail because I hadn't screwed it in. So I've put an M3 in the M3 button head in the front, and it grabs through the rear. And doing that, I might actually just use M3s on this side because I've got M4s on the other. And looks like it's about a 7mm gap. Yeah, let's swap this one out. Using M3, so I've got M4s on one side, M3s on the other. So this is definitely going to be secure. Again, lots of fingerprints all over my beautiful, nice paint job. Probably went a little bit too much with the gloss. So coming along really nice. I'm loving the way this is looking. Alright, so that's the slack taking out the trigger. And we'll flip her up. So we try and line this bit up. Oh, and she's going to be tight fit. Just throw an allocation around. So loosen these two off, and hopefully there'll be enough to give me some flex in the body shell. I want this freaking Loctite to cure, but trying to let off as few as possible. Yeah, that was like that there. Oh, that is tight. Alright, so from much effort, got him in. Had to take it out a couple of times because the freaking mag release pin fell out while doing it. That's all together, looking nice. That's annoying because now I'm going to have to take those out just to put that back on there. But that's that. The rail. These pieces are for helping block out for grip, and then just front rail and top rails. So I'll do that all real quick off camera, and then I'll come back with it all back on. Alright, so now we're up to doing these rails. So all should be pretty straightforward, I hope. Sure everybody's stuck rails on before. Nothing too special. Just got to try and line the holes up as best I can. Might actually slip a couple grub screws in on here. And of course they don't want to line up because the damn rail not lining. Well, maybe I can at least do the bit. Alright. I've got these long button heads. other rail. Comes with more screws. One came with one, the other comes with 3. It's always fun. Trying to line these rails up the best I can. So after much effort, finally just going to settle with a little bit of gap there. With that on, everything's starting to look together. Now we just need to do prime block for underneath. Then we're on to doing the grip and putting the stocking. So flip this up. So I still haven't decided on a lower foregrip yet, but at least that's now an option. Now, this is going to be interesting how to do this. I might have to have a look through my other groups because I need the spaces on, but with the spaces, it's a little bit too much. I don't think that's going to be really wiggling to either side though. Um, you know what size am I need for you? Awesome. Right, let's get my grip on. Get a grip, so to speak. That wasn't supposed to get lost in there. Right, got that back. Not a fan of the angle, but it is keeping a lot more vertical. Probably have to swap the grip out, unfortunately, but at least it's a nice start. Now let's get our bolt action. So it's our spring lock. You are a big one. Awesome. Alright. Max standing out. Now we'll move it on to the rear stock here. Turn this extension piece on because I am rather tall fella. And I want to go with the seagull stock design. Just tighten that back up. And similar to the stock standard one, which comes with the blaster, I just wanted something which wasn't whole at the back. Might swap out to one of my... I don't put the damn spring for this thing. Might swap out for one of my buffer tubes because I've got a couple of mil-spec ones from back in the day. Boy, that takes a bit of effort. Alright, last but not least, let's get this barrel on. Now, this is going to require some grub screws in there. And we use the flared end down. So, get these grub screws in. We started. And choose one for the moment, just so I can set my barrel length. So I'm just going to thread this through, push it back so it can't go any further. Now I'm going to do this collar up. And I'm going to undo it where she is. But damn it, I have to do that again. stop that from happening every time I try and bring it out. Push that barrel back. Just getting another grub screw. And because I'm scratching up my barrel. So all this effort doing a nice paint job, I don't really want to be scratching my barrel. Now I can just tighten the rest. I might have to find my bit because this one seems to be gone. And there we go. And there we have it. I'll put my 4 groups. I almost don't want to be using this optic as everybody is on their Apex. It seems to be a really common one. But I do wear a paintball mask when I play games. So I do need something slightly elevated. Don't know everyone else's excuses. I don't know very many people which actually play with paintball masks on. But it just makes it easier to get above any sort of cheek rests or whatever. That is not liking that. I guess that front 4 grips out. Oh, she's bolt action for the moment. Sure, I've got a couple of good ones around, but there you have it. How to put together SABRE APEX Prime in a very, very, very long video. Lots of leftover parts. Didn't do the strung scar because I use bearing scars myself. But might string this up for an accuracy video because I've got to restring my Blaster Tech one as well. So there you have it. Take care. Blast on.
I don't know if I